Hello friends, welcome to Learner's Planet. Friends, in this session I am taking questions from data interpretation sections and the questions have been sent by a student. Let's take the first set. Following graph shows the ratio of import to export of two companies A and B during the period 2008 to 13. We have been given two graphs over here, company A and company B. The blue line represents company A import-export ratio and the red line represents company B import-export ratio. Okay. Import-export ratio for company A, for example, in year 2008, it is 0.3. That means import is 0.3 of export, or we can say import is 30% of export. Okay. So let's take the first one. If the import of company A in the year 2008, import of company A in year 2008, and that of a company B in year 2010 were rupees 25.2 lakh and 24 lakh respectively, then what was the difference between the export of company A in the year 2008 and company B in year 2010? Okay, so in 2008, company A import export ratio of company A is 0.3, right? In 2008 it is 0.3. That means import is 30% of export, right? Now import is what? 25.2 lakh, and that is actually 30% of export. That means export must be 25.2 divided by 0.3. So it must be 84 lakh, right? So export of company A in year 2008 is 84 lakh, right? Similarly, we can calculate the export of company B in year 2010. In year 2010, company B, the import export ratio is again 0.3. That means import is again 30% of export. Now 30% is 24 lakh. That means the total, that means the export must be 80 lakh, right? 30% of 80 is what? 24 lakh, right? So import to export ratio is 0.3. That means import is 30% of export. So if import is 24, export must be 80 lakh. Now we have to find out the difference between the two. Here it is 84 lakh, here it is 80 lakh. So what is the difference? The difference between export of company A in year 2008 and company B in year 2010. So that is 84 minus 84 lakh. Okay. I hope you are clear. Yeah, one more thing. All these questions are from IBPS PO 2013. Held on 26 October 2013. Okay. So let's take the next one now. If the export of company A in year 2012 was rupees 65 lakh and import of company B, here it is export, and import of company B in year 2009 was 30 lakh, then import of company A is approximately what percent of export of company B? Okay, here we have been given export of company A, and we have to find out import of company A in year 2012. So in year 2012, export is 65 lakh and export import ratio for company A is 0.6. That means import is 60% of export, right? So if export is 65 lakh, we have to find out the import. That means it is 60% of this. So 60% of this must be 39 lakh, right? So that is actually import of company A. Okay. Now export of company B in year 2009. Now company B import is 30 lakh in 2009. 2009 it is company B 2009 import export ratio is 0.4. That means import is 40%, right? And import is actually 30 lakh. So what will be export? That must be 75 lakh, because 40% of 75 is 30, right? So here export of company B is 75 lakh. Now approximate what in the year this import of company A is what percent of export of company B in year 2009. So 39 by 75 that we have to calculate. Okay, so that's pretty simple. 13 into 4, 52%. Okay. Ratio of import to export of company B in the year 2008. A ratio of import to export in 2008 company B. 2008 company B, it is 0.45. Right? Is what percent of ratio of import to export of company A in 2010? Company A in 2010, that is 0.25. Right? So we have to find out 45 out of 25. 45 is what percent of 25? Obviously it is more than 100%. So these three options are eliminated. 25, 150% will be 25 plus half, that is 32, 37.5. So it is actually 180%. Directly you can do like this also. Okay, so that's pretty simple. If the import of company A in the year 2009 and import of company B in year 2013, here it is 2009 and here it is 2013, are equal to 23.1 lakh each, then what is the difference between the export of company B in year 2013 and that of company A in 2009? So we have to find out the export of company A in year 2009. So 2009, the import export ratio of company A is 0.5, right? That means import is 50% of export. Okay, so import here it is 23.1, that means export must be 46.2. Okay, that is export of company A in year 2009. Okay, now similarly export of company B in year 2013. So in 2013 company B, it is 0.35, right? That means import is 35% of export. So if import is 23.1, export must be 23.1 by 0.35. So 66 and 46.2. So that is the difference is 19.8 lakh. Right? Pretty simple. In the year 2011, if the import of company B is increased by 50% and export is decreased by 50%, what will be the new import export ratio? 2011 we are talking about company B, right? So the import export ratio is 0.6. Okay, so we can say import to export is 0.6 or maybe 6 by 10, or we can say 3 by 5. So I assume this to be 3x and this to be 5x, right? Now import is increased by 50%, so this is 4.5x, and export is decreased by 50%, so this is 2.5x, right? So the new import export ratio will be what? 45 by 25, or we can say 5955, 9:5. Right? I hope that's clear to you. Now this set of questions, following table shows the population of 6 different cities A, B, C, D, E and the ratio of males to females among them and ratio of adults to children in the total population. Answer the given questions based on the table. Total population, male is to female ratio and adult is to children ratio has been given over here. Now what is the total number of females of city F? That is the question number 1. City F, male is to female is 8:7. That means actually females are 7 out of 15, right? 8:7. So female are 7 parts out of total 15 parts. So 7 by 15 is female from 366,000. Now what? So this is less than 50%, right? 50% of 366 must be 183, right? So you can eliminate these two answers. So your answer must be slightly less than 50%, okay, because 7.5 is exactly 50%. That means the difference of just 0.5 of 15 must be there. 0.5 of 15 is actually 1 by 30, right? So 1 by 30, that means if we divide this calculation by 30, we'll be getting something around 12-13,000, right? So from 15%, 50%, 12 to 13,000 less should be your correct answer, right? So exactly 15% is 183,000. From that, if we deduct 12 or 13,000, we'll be getting 17,000, something like that, right? So 1.7 lakh around will be your calculation, okay. And apart from that, if you want the exact calculation, what you can do is 7 by 15 into 366,000 is your exact calculation. So 15 twos are 30, 15 fours are 60, 0, 0, 0, right? So 7 into 24400 is your answer. Okay, and you can even calculate the digital root also over here. 4 and 4, 8 and 2, 10, 1 into 7, the digital root must be 7, right? Here we can match 8 and 1, 9, eliminated, 7 is the digital root. So this is once again the correct choice. Okay. See this question, what is the total number of males in city C and D together? City C, males will be 5 by 12 of this, right? 5 by 12 of 442,800, plus city D is 17 by 35 of this. Let's do this calculation quickly. Now friends, we have to make this calculation, that is 5 into this and 17 plus 17 into this. Now what you can do, you can find out the digit immediately before 0, right? Because we have been given the 3 digits after decimal, right? So here the in this case the digit immediately before 0 will be 5 in this product, right? 5 nines are 45. So that's 5, and here in this case 2 zeros are there, so the in unit place in this case will be 1. Right, so 5 plus 1, 6. So when we multiply these two and we add the immediately the digit that is immediately before 0 must be 6. So that's there in this option and this option, right? We'll be having 2 more zeros, so it is 410600. Okay, it's actually this thing. Okay, now we see the digital root. Here this number is 9, and this if any number is 9 into any number, the digital root will be 9. So here the digital root is 9, so just leave it. Here the digital root is 3 and 3 6 and 1 7 into 8, that is 56. That means 5 plus 6 11, that means 2. So final digital root of this calculation is 2. Now out of these two options we need to see the digital root 2. So 6 and 4 10 and 1 11, that means the digital root is 2 over here, right? So this is the correct choice because we have the digital root just 1 over here. Okay, so this way you can save your time by unit digit method and digital root method. Okay, now next, what is the difference between the total adult and total child population of city A? City A, adult is to children ratio is 2. Right, so total adults are 5 part, total children are 3 part, right? And total is actually 8 part. Okay, so from 8, if the total is 8 part, the difference is 2 part, right? So we can say 25% is the difference. Now 25%, or we can say 1/4. 1/4 of this data will be difference. Okay, so 1/4 of this will be 1 0, that means 4 tens are 40, 10, then 1, 0, that's 2, and so on. So we are having 1.02, so that's there in this option. Okay, no need to calculate further because 1.0 we don't have anywhere else. Okay, again listen to me carefully. Total is 8 part, 5 plus 3 8 part. Difference between adult and children is 2 part, right? So from 8 part the difference is 2 part. So from this what will be the difference, right? 2 out of 8 is actually 1/4, or we can say 25%. So directly we can calculate 1/4 of this, that will be the difference. Instead of calculating 5 part of this and 3 part of this, then making out the difference, that will be a lengthy, tedious process, right? Now let's see this question. It's a bit lengthy actually. Not at all difficult, but bit lengthy. So out of I think 5 questions, 1 or 2 may be lengthy for any particular set of data interpretation. Here in this case, which of the following cities has maximum adult population? So precisely we have to find out the number of adults in each city. Okay, now just take the first one. Total population is 410,400, and out of that the ratio of adult to children is 5:3, right? So precisely adults are 5 by 8, total is 8, adults are 5 by 8, right? That means 1 by 8 more than 50%. Okay, so 50% of this must be 205,200, right? 50% is this. So and 1 by 8 must be something around 50,000, right? So in all it is 2,05,000 something, and if we add 50,000 it will be around 2.5 lakh, right? So here in city A the population of adults is around 2.5 lakh. Here it is 7 by 9 of this calculation, 369900. Adults are 7 by 9 of this. So if I calculate 7 by 9 of this, see 9, 4 will be getting the figure in 4, and 4 into 7 will be getting the figure in 28. That means the population of this adult over here is 2.8 lakh. That's even more than 2.8 lakh, because this calculation is more than 4, right? Because it is 360000, then it will be 40000, right? But it is, instead of 00 it is 99, so this calculation will be more than 40,000, right? So 40,000 into 7, the calculation will be more than 2.8 lakh, but we are just getting around idea, so it's 2.8 lakh. Then here it is 7 by 12. Now 12, it is 44. So this calculation is actually less than 4. 44 divided by 12, the calculation will be less than 4. A less than 4 number into 7, it will be less than 2.8. We have already got 2.8. Now we have to find out more than 2.8. So that's not this. Here it is 4 by 7. Okay, now 7, and this is 46. So it is 46, if we divide by 7, will be getting, still the calculation will be less than 7, because 7 sevens are 49. So this will be cancelled with less than 7. A less than 7 figure into 4 will produce the data less than 28, right? So even this will be less than 2.8. I'm not considering zeros, be careful about it. We are just taking the first 2 digits, because what we have to compare, 2.8 lakh, 2.7 lakh, 2.9 lakh, something like that, right? So forget zeros in this calculation. Similarly over here 4995, it is adult will be 5 by 9. Okay, now it is what, 4,99,500. If I add 500, it will be just around 5 lakh. So 5 lakh in divide by 9, So it would be 9 5s are then 5.5 something, and 5.5 into 5, that will be half of that, so that's 2.7 the calculation will be, right? But still we have 2.8, right? So no need to consider. Then here we are having 17 by 30, right? That is actually very small very small number, because if it is 1, 2, 3, then 12 into 17, the calculation will be less than 20, right? So it will be around 2 lakh. Okay, so we have this calculation in city B, that's actually more than 2.8 lakh. Okay, all of other are either less than 2.8 lakh or maybe less than 2 lakh also. Okay, so B is the correct choice. Now what? Female population of city B is approximately what percent of its male population? City B, female is 4 and male is 5, right? So female is 4, male is 5. So the ratio of female is to male is 4 is to 5. That means females are 80% of males, right? No need to calculate this, no need to use this figure, right? So you can see some of the questions are taking much time and some of the questions are taking hardly 5 to 10 seconds, right? So overall 5 questions can be done in less than 5 minutes. Okay, so here in this case the answer is 80%. Now this percentage of marks obtained by 6 students in 6 different subjects have been given over here. What is the approximate integral percentage of marks obtained by Umesh in all subjects? Umesh, here the marks of history, it's out of 50 and 82% marks he is getting. So first of all, we have to calculate the marks of individual subjects. So just do it very quickly over here. It's 82% of 50, that means 41 marks. It is 67, that means around 33 marks. 150 of 92% is 92 plus half of that, that is 6 and 2, 8, 9 and 3, 12. 9 and 4, 13, sorry. Then it is 87 only. So 69% of 75, that is 68, 3 by 4 if we do, around 51 marks, maybe half an mark plus minus. 76 is into 3 by 4, that is 19 into 3, 57 marks. Okay, now you can see options are closer, 78, 77, 86 and 84, right? So we just have made a change of just half or 1 or 2 marks, not more than that, right? So if 2 marks difference is there, so out of total 500, the difference will be negligible in percentage. Okay, so this much approximation can be done, right? At max, see the difference here, it is 84%, it is 86%, so difference is 2%. 2% of 500 is 10, right? So 10 mark, if you plus minus, if you do add or subtract, then it will make difference. Okay, but here I have done then the approximation of just half or 1 or 2 marks, not more than that. Okay, now we are not going for approximation anymore. You just add up all the numbers, that is 1, 4 and 8, 12, 19, 27, 5, 10, 18, 20 and 13, 33, 36 and 4, 40. Okay, and these are out of 500. So percentage wise it is 81 point something. So the closest over here is 80%. Okay, I hope you are clear. Now in this question, what is the average percentage of marks obtained by all the students in Hindi? Okay, now what is happening over here? In Hindi, students, suppose Amit, if we talk about, he's getting 88% of 75, he's getting 92% of 75, right? All these marks are from 75, but these are in percentage, and actually we want the average percentage. Now since the base is same, you can calculate directly the average of these 6 data, these 6 percentages, okay, to get the overall average percentage. Okay, so precisely we have to find out the average of these 6 data. Again, I would suggest you to go for the deviation method. Now you can see the options are closer to 80, and 80 is good figure to take, right? So we see the deviation from 80 to find out the actual average. So I assume the average to be 80 and I see the deviation. So it is 8 plus 12 minus 4 plus 3 minus 15 minus 8, right? So this is the sum of deviations from 80. So that is actually 12 and 3, 15, 15, right? So, and average deviation will be what? Minus 4 by 6, because there are 6 data. So 4 by 6 is 2 by 3, right? That is negative. So from 80, if we deduct 2 by 3%, we'll be getting 79.33%. So that is the average percentage of marks of all the students in Hindi. Okay, so instead of calculating the marks in marks of everybody, you can directly calculate the average percentage like this, because the base is same, right? All the marks are from 75. Though do not forget, all these are percentage marks. What is the average marks of all the students in mathematics? Same as the previous question. Here mathematics, that is all the marks are from 150, but these marks are in percentage. So what we can do is we can calculate the average percentage in mathematics, then we'll calculate the average marks, right? So if we get average percentage, we multiply that by 3 by 2, because 150 is 3 by 2 of 100 to get the actual marks. Okay, so first of all, let's find out the average percentage. Base is same, that's why average percentage can be calculated by average of these data, right? So again, I'm assuming the average to be 80 and just see the deviation. So it is minus 11 plus 5 plus 12 minus 2 minus 16 plus 8. Okay, so this is minus 11 and 12, that is 1, 1 and 5, 6 and 8, 14, 14, and this is 18. So the difference is minus 4 by 6. So it is 2 by 3. That means the percentage is actually 79.33%, right? Average percentage in mathematics 79.33, right? So if we multiply 79 1 by 3, this is 79.33%, with 3 by 2, will be getting the actual marks, right? Percentage is from 100 and actual marks is 150. So 150 is 3 by 2 of 100. So 79 1 by 3 into 3 by 2, or you can assume it to be 80, around 80. So 80 plus half of 80, that is 40. So your answer will be around 120. So closer to that is 119. Okay, so that's pretty simple. So instead of calculating the marks in each subject for each person, you can calculate the average percentage, and average percentage you can use to calculate average marks. Okay, similarly in this question, what is the average marks obtained by all the students in geography? Again, geography, the marks are from 50. So we can calculate the average percentage, and from average percentage we can calculate the average marks. Okay, since the base is same everywhere, it is 50 and these are the percentage. So again, I assume the percentage, the deviation to be the mean to be 80, right? So I see the deviation, it's 5 plus 0 minus 13 minus 8 minus 1 plus 7. Okay, so here it is 7 plus 5, 12 minus 13 minus 1, 8, 9 and 10. So the deviation is 10 and that's negative. So 10 by 6, it is minus 5 by 3 is the deviation, okay, from 80%. So precisely it is 78 1 by 3. That is the average percentage in geography, right? Now these are out of 100. So if we have to calculate out of 50, we can just do half of this. So half of 78 will be around 39 and half of 1 by 3 will be 1 by 6. So 39.1 by 6 will be your actual answer. Okay. I hope you are clear. Now again, this is a lengthy one. What is the total marks obtained by Ritesh in all the subjects taken together? So we have to find out the actual marks of Ritesh in each subject. Now you can see options are very close. It is difference of just one between these two options, right? So you have to be very careful about this calculation. Okay. So 79% of 50, or we can say half of 79, that is 39.5 marks in history. Okay, then this will be 43.5. Then this will be 88 plus 44, 132. Then this is 93. Then this is 82 into 3 by 4. So it is 61.5. Then this is 54. Okay, so this is, I just remove this, this is 40 plus 43, that's 83. 83 plus you just directly add all of them. 3 into 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 4, 13. 8, 13 and 8, or we can say 1, 14 and 8, 22, and 9, 31, and 6, 37, and 5. So 423 is the total marks, and the total is 100, 200, 300, 500. So the total marks will be out of 500. Okay, here we have to just find out the total marks. So total marks will be around 423. Okay, so that's not there in the options, so it is none of these. Okay, I hope you are. Now in this case, study the following bar diagram and table carefully to answer the questions. Number of employees working in 5 different companies A, B, C, D, E. Okay, the data is given over here. Ratio of male to female employees in each company A, B, C, D, E is also given. Right now we have to answer the questions based on them. Okay, so let's see the first question. Now before we proceed further, we have the total number of employees in each company and we have been given the ratio of male is to female. So what I do is I just write down the number of males and females in each company. So it's 13 is to 6 over here. So 13 plus 6 is 19. From 19 it is 13. So it is 19 into 4 is 76. So it's 520 and 240. Okay. Then 4 is to 3, total is 7. 840 by 7 is 120. 120 into 4, 480, and this is 360. Okay, similarly 7 and 8, 15. Then 7 by 15 of 720. 720 by 15 is 48. 48 into 7. 336, 364. Okay, then 9 is to 11, total is 26. 40 by 20 is 32. 32 into 9. Okay, then 23 is to 12, that is 35. So 700 by 35, 220. So 23 into 20 is 460, and 12 into 20, 240. Okay. Now let's see the problems. Now the first question, what is the number of male employees taking all the companies together? Now we have the data over here, easily we can get the answer. It's 4 at units place, 8 and 6, 14, we have 4, then 1 is carried, 1, 2, 3 and 8, 11, 12, 13, 14, 20 and 28. The second digit must be 8. No need to calculate further. This will be the correct choice because last two digits must be 8 and 4. So that's there only in this option. Okay. Now this, what is the approximate average of number of female employees taking all the companies together? Okay, that means we have to find out the average of this data. Okay, so I'm sorry, this must be 384. The difference between these two must be 48. That is one part. Okay, so we have to find out the average of these 5 data. Now what? We can assume the average to be 320, right? And we can see the deviation. So 320 is the assumed average. Now this is 80 less than 320. So it's minus 80, it's plus 40, it is plus 64, then this is plus 32, this is minus 80, right? So 80 and 80, 160, and here we are having 60, 40, 132. That means the deviation is precisely negative, right? So if deviation is negative, your average will be less than 320. So we just have one option that is less than 320, that is 315. Okay, so no need to calculate further. 315 will be the correct choice. I hope you are clear. By what percent is the number of male employees working in company A and C more than number of female employees working in B and D? Okay, so A and C total number of male employees are 6, then 2 and 3, 5, 5 and 3, 8. So total number of male employees is 856 in A and C. Now female employees in B and D. So that is 360 plus 352. Okay. So the difference over here between this and this is 144, right? So that is actually absolute difference. We don't see the percentage difference among option. I hope that's wrong. So I think that's the number only. So that's 144. Because if we find out the percentage, it will be less than 100. It cannot be more than 100 because 856 male employees are there, 712 female employees are there. So 144 is the difference out of 712, right? If we have to see the percentage more from female, then we have to take the basis 712. So the calculation will be less than 100%. So that's not there among the option. So I think this data is by mistake. I hope it's clear to you. What is the ratio of female employees working in company D and E respectively? Female 352 and 240. Now among the options we can see 240. The denominator is not multiple of 22, 17. So this is wrong. Yes, it is multiple of 15 and numerator is multiple of 22. Okay, so let's see. 15 into actually 16 is 240. So this is 15 into 16 and this is 22 into 16. Right? So that's the correct choice. 22 is to 15. By what percent is the number of total employees of company C more than that of company D? Company C total number of employees are 720 and company D it is 640. So 720 and it is 640. So difference is 80 out of 640 into 100. So it's 12.5%. Okay. I hope that's clear to you. So precisely I have solved almost all the questions of IBPS paper 2013 in this session. Okay. Do revise this session and all the best. Here I am solving a query sent by a student. We have to arrange these fractions in ascending order or maybe descending order. Sometimes we see complications in simple problems. See, to arrange ascending in ascending or descending order is really simple. It's not going to be that difficult. Now here you can see all the numbers are more than 1, right? All the numbers are more than 1. That means all of them are improper fractions. Okay, so if they are improper fractions, what you do, you just first you divide and take the integral part separately, right? Now 525 by 96, 96 into 5, that is 480. And how could you do that? 96 into 10 by 2, so 960 by 2, that's 480. So this is actually 5 plus 480 and 525, the difference is 45. So it is 5 plus 45 by 96. Okay, then this number 105 into 4 will be 420. So this is 4 plus 90 by 105. 15 6, 15 7. Then this is 90 into 5 is 450. So 5 plus 15 by 90, that is 1 by 6. And this one is 105 into 4 is 420. So it is 75 by 100. Okay, now do I have to tell you how to arrange the numbers in descending order or maybe in ascending order? This is the biggest number, this is then second, then the third and the fourth, right? Because we have this number 5 plus, so we have two numbers of 5 plus, but this is 1 by 6, this is almost 1 by 2, so this is bigger, right? Then this, from these two, this is 4 plus 6 by 7, this is 4 plus 5 by 7, so this is the smallest, we can say last, then this is second last, then this is third last, and this is the biggest one. Okay, now whatever the order you wish, you can arrange. Now it's very simple, you don't have to go for much calculations over here. I hope that's clear to you. And yes, my dear friend, all the best for your exams.